Welcome to another episode of the Global Green Action Project, a place where we get to meet amazing heroes doing great changes in the world to make it a more compassionate, kinder place through humanitarian, animal, and environmental advocacy initiatives. I'm your host, Jennifer, and today we get to carry on a conversation we started in a previous video with the amazing David Cohen. Today's focus, however, is going to dig a little bit deeper into how to be resilient and overcome entrepreneurial challenges, the highs and lows, if you will, during an entrepreneurial journey. This is particularly helpful for youth and global family on a mission to help support global healing in the most amazing ways. We're going to learn some great tips and tricks and be further inspired with the joyful, soulful wisdom that David has to share. So without ado, let's get that conversation started right now. There's so much competition out there when it comes to choosing a career path or that visibility piece where lots of entrepreneurs feel like they're not being seen because there's so much competition, so many
Mhm.
voices, right? So much busy out there. Can we speak to that a little bit more in terms of how to be visible with purpose, with a heart-centered approach?
It's funny you ask that because tomorrow um, I'm teaching a group of entrepreneurs, um, and it's a real mix on the power of a niche or segmenting your market. And I think the more you can segment and be known in a certain sector of the market, the better off you'll be in terms of gaining clients. And I'll give one quick example. Local Toronto yoga studio. She started her yoga practice after a bad experience she had. So she's a plus size woman. She went to a yoga studio and felt like, she was sort of being judged and treated differently because of her size. And she came out of that thinking, this was not good and I didn't enjoy it. I'm wondering if there are other plus size women in the same boat who would like to do yoga, but maybe because of their size, they don't feel comfortable going to a traditional class. And so she started to do her research and she found that, yes, that was the case. They'd love to do yoga, but they feel a little bit self conscious. She went to school for restorative yoga, where the postures are done on the floor. So it's less taxing on the body and the joints and muscles. And she's been going ever since. So she's got a really healthy yoga practice for plus size women. And now she's actually, I think she's licensing it to other yoga practitioners to offer. So and she's made a big name in herself because the media goes to her for issues that plus size women have, like self-esteem or yeah. So I think that's the key to don't cast too wide a net, narrow it down.
Great advice. Easy to focus when we've got those tangible suggestions so that we can move forward. Because again, there's a lot of bells and whistles out there in terms of shiny object syndrome. Can we speak to that a little bit more as well?
Yeah, I don't know about you, but because we have a bit of a presence like on social media, when you get offered like I got a great new MLM product or you should get into this, right? And it's like, yeah, but it's going to dilute the brand. Don't dilute the brand. Just stay true to what you're doing, even though it might not be doing what you want it to do right away. Just stay true to what you're doing, and don't dilute the brand. So just keep your focus, and you'll be way happier and less stressed. Because if you take on too much, you know, you'll be just all over the place and taxed. Focus is really, really critical to success. The more focused you are, the more focused you are on who you serve, what you're doing. You'll live a lot longer and you'll be able to put more energy into it. So you've got to really be mindful of cutting out anything that's not that's in conflict with what you're doing. Because to start, let's say an MLM product, like why don't you sell these vitamins? That's all well and good, but that's going to take effort, and that effort you're putting into that, you're taking away from your business. You have to do
Yeah, some good advice. Because again,
it.
it's so easy. We get that, like we were just
Mhm.
saying, we get those advertisements all the time. And when something's not quite working, it's easy to give up so quickly and then move on to the next thing and think, okay, that's going to solve my problem. And if you don't have a strategy in play, you could be running around endlessly using up all your energy before you know it. Then you can experience this thing called what many entrepreneurs experience, which is called burnout. Can we speak to that a little bit more as well?
Yeah, and the burnout is just taking on way too many things. One of the recommended books was Who Not How by Coach Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy, and it came out, I guess, about this time last year. And the premise of the book, and I really subscribe to it, is it's not about you having to do everything. It's about, asking for help around the areas of the business you don't really gravitate towards. So if you're not a bookkeeper, don't do the bookkeeping. If you can afford it, hire somebody or maybe trade services with somebody who can do the bookkeeping. If you're not really expert in sales, look for some sales help. There's somebody out there that's would be willing to do that. You just have to make the ask and build a team around you. Even Michael Gerber, who I really like, he wrote the E-Myth Revisited back in the day, back in the late 80s, early 90s. And his that book is like, again, don't do everything. You don't have to do everything in your business, because it is a fast track to burnout. And if you're taking on like these extra projects, these extra things to sell, you're taking away from, seeing your own dream being realized. So, and I think that need to go into another shiny new object is actually, it's actually fear. It's like, are you afraid to really go for it? And if so, why? What do you feel you're missing? And if you feel you're missing, do an inventory and work on those things you're missing, but work on it for yourself. Yeah, I hope that helps. So who not how? It says that surround yourself with other people who can help you do the thing you need to do.
Surround yourself with a dream team.
Yeah, a dream team. Exactly. And if money is an object, then just ask her, at the beginning days, can you volunteer like 2 hours a month on it, and I bet you people will jump at that, right?
That's some great advice. Yeah, because it's so easy to want to do everything, and that ties into that wanting to control the vision and just do it so, which ties into that perfectionist mindset, which we kind of talked about a little bit earlier. Wouldn't mind speaking more to that in terms of what can occur when we're constantly in that mindset where we just have to have everything just so. Is that necessary to be successful?
Not at all. It comes down to relationships. I used to, I've worked with a lot enough entrepreneurs, and they used to say, well, I got to get my website up and running, and I got to get, well, is your website doing business with the client? Well, no. So what do you have to do? Well, I got to call clients. Yeah, okay, do that. Go have a conversation with them. Go meet them. Well, now I guess we meet on Zoom. Go develop the relationships. Go understand the clients. See if you can serve them and see what problems they have and if you can help them. That's more important. Forget the perfection, because perfection just stops you. It's a form of procrastination, right? And as Brene Brown says, it's covering up shame and guilt. And it's like, look, none of us are perfect. And your version of perfect isn't mine. So just do your best. But go get clients, go talk to people, go have conversations, and see if that person you're talking to is a good fit for what you do or what you have for them. Yeah.
That ties in, that's very profound. That ties into that self-compassion piece and living mindfully when we are following through with our vision, our purpose. And isn't it so that it's so easy to be the one person that gets in the way of achieving, like we become our worst enemy
We
when we
are.
allow these things to happen.
Yeah. I took coaching at Adler School, and we had a guest teacher from the States. And it was on parenting. It was a weekend on parenting. And he quoted his grandmother. And his grandmother said, um, And he was getting stopped about moving forward. And his grandmother offered this advice. Um, you'll look, you'll go, no, you'll go, you'll look, you'll find, you'll do, right? And that's what being in business is about. If we're all, worried about failing or the perfection or whatever, just just go, just put it out there, and you'll find, you'll look, you'll and you'll do. Like just embrace those things. You'll see what happens. You see what you have to, almost like it's like being in the moment of it. And you can scare yourself to stop even being in the moment if you're really addicted to perfection or fearing rejection. It's just rejection for now. It's not forever. If you build a relationship, maybe down the road, they'll want to work with you. So, you'll go, you'll look, you'll see, you'll find, you'll do.
Beautiful. I love that. I love how you just put it into, is it four simple steps on how we can follow through and overcome that particular obstacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.